Hey everybody, how's it going? Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for purchasing the new character design course that I put out, the crab that you see on the screen. You saw the advertisement earlier, and the hand packs, and the character that went with the other course that we did right here live on YouTube. So what I thought I would do is I would show you how to animate this crab, or we would kind of animate it together a little bit, get it going. This is him doing the dab right here, right? Little dab crab. Hey, right there. Nice. So I was going to kind of go through animate him a little bit. Maybe if you have a quadruped, or if you join me in the course, and you want to pick up a few tips on animating it, we can do that. A few things that I do, a couple of ways that you could do this and animating on the timeline. I just kind of do it straightforward. I figure learn to be a good animator. I'm not going to try to use any special bells and whistles. I'm just going to try to learn timing on my own and then create it all on my own, keyframing it. That's just, and not that I'm opposed to doing those things, or you should be opposed. That's just my way of wanting to become a better animator and learning how to do it myself. That way, when I learn it and I know how to time it out and make it happen, I can always go back and then I can add, all the things that help my workflow go faster. So that's just how I'm doing it right now. But one thing you can do is this auto freeze keys. You can turn that on right there. And what you do is when you do something right here, you move something, it freezes. As you can see, it freezes all your poses. So that's frozen. And let's say I want to move him here. So there you go. Now you can see all of the bones are frozen now, and you could do like that. So let's play that back to us, just like that. The only thing with that is let's say I decide that I want to add something in there. I would have to go and add it, and then I'd have to come back up to the next frame and add it again on top of all the frames. When I go back and try to add it, I'd have to recreate that same move for the rest of them, unless I would go in and delete a portion of it. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so let's say I move the crab claw there, but I want it to stay there throughout the whole thing. So to do that, now I would have to come back in here, and I'd have to recreate that move here to try to do it, right? Because I want to keep it on the move. As you can see, I didn't nail it. It wasn't perfect, but this bone right here is the bone I grabbed, all right? So it's this yellow bone on the crab claw. And if we come down in our timeline, we can see the rotation keys right here. Just select that one line for the crab claw and delete it, all right? So now that claw has no rotation on it at all. So now we can click on the first one. We can set the rotation there. And then when we come to the end, we can set the rotation here, right? So now we can select that one, edit, copy, and then we already have our marker there, so we can paste it right in place. So now he comes from here and he goes across. So that's a little bit of a workaround if you're going to do the auto freeze keys, that you can come back in and make that happen like that. So just one thing right there. But lately what I've been doing, and I was animating like this for a long time, but I decided just to go without it and just be a rebel, just go for it. So Control F freezes everything, all my bones in the neutral position that they're in. And so now if I come to 12, let's say, or let's just make it like a run cycle here. So one little thing that we could do is, let's say we cross these two bones right here. So I got the opposites, and we kind of meet in the middle. So that's going to be frame 1. Let's put his claws up. Okay. And let's go to 12, and let's change them out. Let's put this guy down. Let's put this guy up, this guy down, this guy up. So now we got the opposites going. So now we got this motion. Now see, I don't have the auto key on, So it's only recording the actual bones that I move. So let's come back over here. Let's say to 24, and we can copy all of those, and we can paste it again so we can make a loop. Okay, so right here, let's say right here, we want him to come down, and then he's going to push back off. So if we were alt click on the timeline, we can shorten the timeline, and that'll become our loop region, this gold area or whatever color you have as your accent color. That'll become the loop region now. So as you can see, he's doing that. Now that doesn't look too good, but we'll get there. All right, we'll give him some more life. But there you go. You can see he's doing that. So I would think that maybe here, as he comes down right here, maybe he's squashing down. Maybe he's not so far down right there, but he's squashing down here, right? Maybe he looks up a little. Already right there, you're seeing some more life added to him. Maybe his eyes, when he hits, as on this rig, we got the opposite eye blinks. The smart bone actually drives other smart bones to do different things. Maybe the antenna come down when he hits. Maybe they're up at the beginning. So now, it wasn't on one. So now, when he comes down, goes down, and then he pops back up. So to add some more dynamic to this, maybe when he comes down here, we got squash and stretch on the claws. Maybe his claws squash down as he's hitting to show more impact, right? And then when he comes up, maybe they stretch out just a little like that. So let's actually speed it up. So we'll select all the frames here. We'll pull it into about 18, okay? And then we'll alt, and we'll click right at the 18 to make it loop again. I like that a little faster like that. Now I'm not digging this because when he loops, it's not the same as the first. So let's copy it, edit, copy, let's paste it back here, edit, paste, right there. All right, so now the claws are the same, and that gives us a little bit better loop right there as he's running across. Comes back to our normal. So let's say we wanted to pop back a little quicker. So right there, let's stretch him out, and then let's stretch out our claws right there. So he's really jumping up from that squatted position, and then he runs. So that just gives us another variation. So maybe we want those eyes to go opposite down there first, then pop up there, then go opposite back, and then pop back up to normal. So now when he's running, he's got that wiggly eye motion going, just like that. All right, so let's add some more variation to that. Maybe when he runs, we want the whole body leaning to the side and adding some lean. Maybe when he pushes off here, he goes back to the front like that. Then he comes back. So let's see what we got there. Adding some more life, some more character to the run. And so now, see, with this auto key, freeze key, I don't have to go back in and adjust a whole lot. I could just keep adding on top. So it's almost like you're stacking layer on top of layer of animation, almost like a stack transparency type thing, where you got one portion of it or layers in Photoshop, and then you stack on top, just like building a character, but you're doing it with animation. All right, so let's say we want to change something right now. So let's grab this claw right here, all right? And as we can see, the yellow right here, this is his rotation. So let's delete that. All right. And the squash and stretch on that claw, select that. We're going to delete the rotation on that guy. All right, so now let's see what we got. So that claw is just back in a neutral position and has no animation on it at all. So now we can come back in, and at frame 1, we can kind of set it how we want it. Let's say we want to stretch it out like he's charging with a sword, like that. All right, and so now he's going to keep going just like that. All right, so this guy in the back, now let's give him a little more dynamic. Let's go back to frame 1. Let's lift that up just a little bit. And let's go to this guy back here. Oh, didn't want to do that. Want to take the squash and stretch off of that claw. So let's get rid of that. Okay. So now he's just on his own over there. So let's move him in. In fact, let's flip him. We got a claw flip on here. All right. Let's flip him. Kind of like him looking through his claw too. That's kind of cool. All right. And then right there, we'll keep him looking through his claw. Had squash and stretch on that still. Oh, it's going back to the beginning. Let's delete that. So see, we deleted that last key, and now it's going to stay flipped. I want to see that eye through the claw. So we're moving all of this, but all we really got to do, come to that bone right there and delete that movement. And now there we go. We got him right through there, just like that. So now, as he's running, he's charging. So let's say we want him to lean forward. So let's click on this body bone right here. All right. And let's clear its rotation. And on frame 1, we want him leaning forward, and we want this claw up. And there we go. Now he's charging. So also on this crab, let's say we want his eyes looking where he's going. We can do that as well. He switched them in. Let's see. This eye rotation right here. Let's go all the way to the end, clicking to the side. See what we did right there? We deleted that keyframe, and now he's just looking forward as he charges. So we can actually just drag the whole thing across the screen, time it up with a background, a moving background, and it'll make it look like he's running across the screen. So there we go. That's a variation to a run cycle right there. A couple of different things you can do. So let's delete that. Let's go back to the beginning. Delete that. Let's control F to freeze the pose. Excuse me. All right, and let's get some more fighting action going or something like that. So control F again. We'll keep him sitting there, kind of in this neutral pose. Maybe we tilt him a little bit. Maybe his eyes look to the side. Maybe on this one he comes back. looks at us like I'm gonna get him. I went forward about 6 frames, Control F to freeze that pose. If you find yourself getting some floating action in your animation where your character floats from one position to the other, it's because you have nothing in there to stop that floating. So the thing you need to do is freeze the pose from the last frame. So you want to go ahead, like, I don't know, 3 to 6 frames, depending on how long you want that pause. And then you start the animation a few frames after that. So he'll hold that pose and then he'll start to move to the next pose. All right. So Control F will do that for you. It'll freeze that pose. So at the beginning, we didn't do that. So now he moves and he holds. I selected all those frames and I just moved them forward to give me a little slower motion into that second pose. In fact, we'll add some frames here. Alt clicking on 48, grabbing both these sets of frames, and we'll pull that out to about 18. So now a little more methodical, thinking about what he's going to do here. He'll hold that. And then maybe he blinks. I'm going to go opposite. Let's see. We want to go blink right there. And then maybe when he blinks, he squashes down. Right? Or he bends, and then we'll squash him down as well to really sell it. Okay? So we got him, he blinks, and then we'll Control F to freeze the pose. Give it a little bit of anticipation, and then like 2 frames later, we'll snap out of it. We'll pull him up. We'll actually jump up. Come about 4 frames more into it. We'll lift his legs to give him some airborne motion. We'll open his eyes. We'll let his eyes bug out like that. Okay? So at this high point, we still want him moving up, all right? So we'll move his body up just slightly so it's like his legs are catching up to him as he goes up. Okay, we'll move that up a little bit. Okay, so he's right here, and as he jumps, we want his claws, like right here on this frame, to come down. Like he's using his claws to help him close those claws, part of the rig. We got the claws on there, close it. Like he's beating the ground with his claws, and he jumps up. Claws will come down to give us momentum as he's going up. So right here, we want his claws to kind of start meeting him in the air. So let's play what we got. Okay, so his claws hit right there. What we're going to do, we're actually going to stretch out his claws, give us a little more momentum, close those back up. Now remember, we don't have the auto key, so we got to key everything doing it this way, but it does give us more control, and we're learning how to actually make these expressions happen on our own. Gonna lift him a little more. Go about 3 frames. I'm gonna hold that pose. I'm gonna freeze it, and then we're gonna start the descent to come down. And I say about, I don't know, I'm gonna come out to maybe 54 here. We'll start bringing him back down to the ground. Have him land. These guys will be up. We'll offset these as he's coming down, so it doesn't look like he's kind of asymmetrical. I want these to kind of stretch like he's reaching for the ground with these legs here. Maybe these guys are a little up higher. Kind of hitting at different times. I like that. And then right after that, the next frame, frame 55, we want to bring him down so it's all coming down. And then, of course, we want to squash the crab. Bring that up. Squash him. We want his claws to come down. That momentum of him falling will come down just like that. His eyes would blink, I'm sure, hitting. The antenna would fall down. His body might be off a little bit. Okay. All right, let's watch what we got. Little long of a pause at the top. We can adjust that real easy. Okay, so we'll just grab all of these frames right here. We'll push them over. Just looking for timing. We'll add some more bells and whistles to it. Right here, I think I want to keep him going up just a little bit. Keep him coming here. Keep that momentum going. That feels better. I think we need to get him down to the ground a little quicker. Okay, so I'm going to move these in a few frames. Might be too quick. We'll move them. Give me another frame there. Okay, so when he hits, he's down. Give me 2 frames there. And then let's bring him back up. We'll come back up to normal. We'll bring him back up. We'll bring the antennas back up. The eyes open. The antennas come up. Turns. His claws will come back up. Just like that. Pop-up might be a little fast. Add 2 more frames to it. I like that better. So we're just building layer on top of layer. Okay, one other thing we did with this rig is when he jumps, let's say about right here, we can get him looking up. So we can tilt the body up. We can make his eyes go up. That'll help sell the whole illusion. He's jumping up. And then right at the top, let's say he levels off. Like that. Up and down, we got that motion in there. So now that sells the whole roll. Leaning back, coming forward. Looking down. He hits. He's down when he hits. And then when he pops up, we'll roll him back. So now it gives that real illusion of the whole twisting and motion. So he's going to jump, comes down. Let's hold that for a few frames. Control F freezes all the pose. Let's add some more frames. Let's go out to 84 right here. And then right about 66, I say, let's put him in a fighting pose like he's ready to go. This claw will come down. His body will turn. We'll stretch this out. This one will come in. Let's flip it. Got that claw flip built into the rig. Just like that. His eyes go to the side. We'll go opposite eyes, so he's got that one stink eye looking at him. We can adjust those if we want. Maybe squashes down. Maybe at this point, maybe that leg right there will move out this way. Maybe that one as well. But we got to lift them. Guess they wouldn't move together like that. Maybe if he did more of a jump stance. So here we will rotate his body. That looks good. Let's play it. Might be a little fast, so let's find where we start that. Let's drag these out. If you highlight both of them and you hold down the Alt key, we can drag them out and give a little distance on there. That feels better. Let's get that claw ready for snapping. Quick snap. Just like that. Now that he has that snap, I think I want that faster. So let's bring this claw up and then snap it. So as we bring it up, let's squash it so we can add more dynamic to that snap. Let's bring it in a little, make it a little faster. There we go. That looks good. Now he's ready to fight. Okay, so right after that, let's go back to frame one. Let's copy his beginning pose. And right at 81, let's paste it so we can loop this guy out. That don't look good because he's moving back. So we'd have to animate his feet back in position. But what we could do is we could set our onion skin, right? And let's say we did that again. Edit, paste. We'd have to set our position in there and see where we want to get him. Back where he needs to go. So I hope you picked up a few tips. If you want to, the course is available on Gumroad. You can look for it there. And join me after you build your crab and animate along. Learn how to do it. So thank you for joining me. Hope you learned something. Happy animating. We'll see you. Take care.